Good afternoon and welcome back to the European Championships. We're live for you here in Burgas, Bulgaria, in the actual arena itself, right in the centre heart of Burgas, hence why it's got its name. So 4:30 local time, that's in a few moments. We're going to get underway with the Air Pistol Junior Men's Final. Do join us on social media as well. You can follow us on Instagram and also on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, then hello to you. And likewise, you can join us on YouTube as well for our live coverage. Well, it's been a great day so far to day one of the junior competitions, and more finals, of course, still to come over the next 2, 3 and 4 days. But our next final, if it's anything like the Women Juniors final, then we're going to be in for a real treat. Well, the final earlier on was a real fight. Just shows how good and how tough you need to fight in order to claim a European gold medal. And the stage is set for this 10-metre air pistol men junior final. And first to come out will be Iwan Rasicki of Poland, 19 years old. Now, Ivan's achieved quite a bit. He's a former European champion and has a bronze medal in the 10 metres in the mixed men's junior. That was a few years ago, 2024. Also has silver medals from the Junior World Cup and also a bronze medal from Châteauroux last summer at the European Championships. So certainly knows his way around these kind of tournaments and how to get onto the podium. Now, next out, representing Hungary, is Ákos Károly-Nagy. 20 years old, European Championship silver medal. That was in the 25-metre standard pistol. There's various other accolades to his name as well. Also took a bronze at the World Cup in Ningbo in the mixed team last year. So representing Moldova, one of the youngest in this final, this is Clemente Rosso. And Clemente also, as I said, at 18 years old, one of the youngest, not only to come out this afternoon, but also in this particular final. Silver medalist at the Grand Prix in Russia, in Slovenia, earlier on this year in the 10-metre mixed team junior. And next to arrive, 20-year-old Mikita Dubosh. Competed at the Junior World Cup in Seoul last year and is now here in this final. Well, Victor Kopovoda, we know an awful lot about this athlete. Still only 17 years old. A Junior World Cup silver and bronze medalist. That was both in the rapid fire and in the 25-metre pistol. And let's see how he goes here today in the 10 metres. And next to arrive, Bogdan Panfilov, 20 years old, has competed at the Junior World Cup. That was last year. And now a very talented Italian. This is Francesco Rutliani, 20 years old. Bronze medalist in Seoul. That was at the Junior World Cup last year, 2025. That was in the 10-metre air pistol mixed team junior. And this is Islam Shamsudinov, 19 years old, has competed at the ISF World Championships. That was in Cairo last year. Also at the World Cup in Ningbo. And was at the ISF Junior World Cup as well. So it was a busy year last year for Islam, and now is in this final. So Petr Plavčić, once again our chief range officer, He was in command of all the finals last week for the under-16 and under-18, and is now back here once again with the microphone. So the athletes are given the command to take their position, and that's how they line up from firing points A right through and down to H. So who will become European champion? Who will be on top of the podium later this afternoon during the medal ceremony? That's what's at stake. A European Championship title and a gold medal. Well, let's also have a look back at qualification earlier on today. It's just on the other side of this finals hall. So this huge arena that we've got here in Burgas. The lighting conditions pretty much the same, temperature-wise as well, not that dissimilar to where we are on the other side of the big curtain. It just gives the athletes a real sense of occasion coming to this Burgas arena, both for qualification and if you're good enough to make it through here to the final. So here are the scores. Rakicki of Poland just out on his own just a little bit. Nijin fairly close second, and then right the way down the rest of the scoreboard from third down to 8th place, just a little closer. But once you've qualified to the final, then of course the slate gets wiped clean, and the qualification order and scores don't always necessarily follow through into the finals. It, again, can just all change when you come into the pressure of a final itself, but we'll see how we go in this one. So Ivan Rakicki, 19 years old, one of the youngest in this final, a former European champion. And Poland did pretty well in the under-16, under-18s last week. And again, have featured in finals already today. So this is Akos Karaoy-Nij. Adrian Nemes is the coach. And Akos has competed at the World Championships last year. There's many other accolades to his name, such as European Championship silver, the 25-metre standard pistol. So next for Moldova, this is Clemente Orsu. He's 18 years old, the second youngest in this final. So next on firing point D is Mikita Dubosh, 20 years old. Again featured in the Junior World Cup in Seoul last summer. So really so far in terms of the athletes we've introduced, there's plenty of experience right the way across their careers. And here's Victor Kopovolda, an incredible athlete. Again, more of a 25-metre specialist, but let's just see what he does in this 10-metre final. Still only 17 years old. It's incredible, really, when you look at his record, his achievements, his medals, and what he's achieved so far. 2 medals at the ISSF Junior World Cup, both in Seoul 2025 and 23, a silver and a bronze. And also, as I said, a former European champion at 25 metres. That was 2024. So Bogdan Pamfilov, 20 years old. And here's a real talent. This is Francesco Luciani, 20 years old. Bronze medalist in the mixed team junior in Seoul at the Junior World Cup, and a gold medalist at the European Championships in Osijek last year in the 10-metre mixed team junior. Francesco Bruno is another coach who just seems to guide these young athletes through to the finals themselves. And then Islam Shamsudinov, 19 years old, completes our lineup and has also competed at not only World Championships, Junior World Cups, but also featured and competed at the World Cup in Ningbo in China last year. So here's the reporting area. There's a sneak behind the scenes. So some dry firing that goes on, some practice, and getting kitted up, staying warm, keeping those palms at the right temperature. This is a pistol final after all. And some of the coaches interact quite a bit with their athletes, others just tend to let them get on with things and prepare in their own way. So 10 metres is the distance. The 10 ring is just a mere 11.5 millimetres wide. And the pistols can weigh anything between 500 grams and up to 1.5 kilos. Let's have a quick look at the pistols themselves. Well, focus, steady fire. Are you ready? I hope so, because here we go. The 10-metre air pistol men's junior final live for you here at the 2026 European Shooting Championships in Burgas, Bulgaria. Buckle up. We're about to start. It's always good to try and get a decent first shot off. Does the confidence the world of good. Come out, first shot, bit of shot prep, breath control. Again, trying to keep the sweat off the palms. I mean, to be fair, even I've got just a thin layer myself. So I think it's even hotter down there for the athletes underneath the lights. And 10.5s. Really high scoring, and Shamsudinov at 10.6. That's really impressive, especially as a first shot. Just see the stillness of Rakitsky, former European champion, and how these athletes do it, I just do not know. Pistol shooting is just so difficult. 9.5 from the Polish athlete. Shamsudinov, meanwhile, followed that 10.6 with a 10.1. An impressive start. Also makes a slight recovery as well with that last shot, 10.5. Well, Francesco Rutigliani is a real talent, 20 years old. And I remember very vividly him taking that gold medal in Osijek last year in the 10-metre mixed team junior. So some athletes with a couple of shot lefts, some just with the one. And certainly if any of the athletes are to get a score up in, well, they'll be hoping for over 50. And if they can get anywhere near around 51, then they'll be doing very well. We saw a 52.0 from the gold medalist earlier in today's women's final. I won't give away the result for you if you would like to watch it back and you haven't seen it as of yet. Well, Shamsudinov, there's almost something very Yusuf Dikets about him, isn't there? No blinder, no visor. Just a couple of earplugs. And off he goes. Another really decent shot from the 19-year-old. Total of 50.7, so he's over the 50 marker, as is Rutiliani, 50.3. Kopivoda can get to 50, needs a 10.4 to do so. Well, great body posture from Rakitsky. A really decent shot too, a 10.3 to finish that first series of 5 shots. So we'll have another series of 5 coming up, and then the individual shots start at shot 11, and the first elimination coming up after shot 12. But for now, this is how the scoreboard looks. A tie for 4th place, and a narrow gap, only 0.1 between 4th and 3rd. Shamsudinov certainly deserves the lead at the moment. Some of his grouping's been pretty impressive. That first series total, 50.7. Also, very decent 10.6 at this stage of a pistol final. Again, in your opening shot on your second series of 5, because this second series of 5 is really when you can start to establish a foundation in this final. Just give yourself some rock, some footing to build on moving into the elimination stage. Kopivoda, 10.6, almost one shot on top of the other. Great grouping so far from the Polish athlete. Also this time 10.1. The 18-year-old, second youngest in this final. Well, that's a great shot of all 8 athletes. You can see the different styles and how they go about things. Also just leaning off slightly to the right, and some of the other athletes just look so relaxed in between each shot. Also just trying to enjoy the occasion as well. That's, again, a factor that you've got to bring into your being. I think we all have a better time when we enjoy things. But this is real pressure. This is a European final. So Dubois finishes on a total of 99.7. There's the president, Mr. Ratner on the left, and Zoran Cilic of Croatia sitting next to him. So the final shots now starting to come in. Well, that second series from Dubois, a 50.8, an improvement on his first. That was a 48.9. That's to bring his score just shy of 100, just 0.3 off on 99.7. Shamsudinov for example, a 50.7 opening 5-shot series, followed that with a 49.5, but it's enough to lead. It's a really narrow lead as well, a gap of 0.1 at the top. This is an incredibly close final so far. We're now 2 series of 5 shots to the good, and now moving on to the individual shots. So there is that gap that I was just talking about, 0.1 at the top and 0.2 between third and second. Well, really, this is anybody's final, because anything from first right down to 5th place, this is pistol shooting, so any of those gaps, it could all just flip round pretty quickly. So Bogdan Pamfilov in 7th place, 2.8 is the difference between 7th and 6th. He'll be looking to try and close that gap, and likewise with Nagy in 8th place. So shot number 11. If you have just joined us, welcome along. We're live at the Burgas Arena in Bulgaria. This is the final of the 10-metre pistol men junior at the European Championships. Well, plenty of stickers on the grip of that pistol. You've got to watch it a little bit because the width of the pistol is measured. I have seen athletes in the past, not often, but have to peel stickers off because otherwise it goes, the pistol's then wider than it should be when it's checked by equipment control. So a big exhale of breath from Francesco Rutilani. Now, he's been here before under this kind of pressure, but middle of the scoreboard at the moment. So the gap at the top it's just increased ever so slightly, 0.6 behind Ursul, and also Shamsudinov still leading. So when to pull the trigger, that is of course the key. Drifting the pistol across into the centre of the target, trying to make everything just happen at the perfect moment, staying in control of your breathing, and certainly trying to keep your pulse down. 10.6 from Rutilani, decent shot from the Italian, and that's leapt him up to 3rd place. But we do have our first elimination in this final, and representing Hungary, Ákos Károly-Nagy, 20 years old, is first to leave. He's a real talent, 20 years old. Got a bronze medal at the World Cup in Ningbo in the mixed team last year. He's also a rapid fire specialist as well, so has done well to get to this final at the European Championships, but leaves in 8th place on a final total of 113.9. Some of the gaps in the scoreboard, look at 5th and 4th place, and the gap between 4th and 3rd. Very close. Another dramatic final here in Burgas. So Clementi Ursul with a 10.1. A high shot from the Italian as well. Francesco Bruno, the coach, nodding along. It's hard for the coaches. They're helpless at this stage, really. There's non-verbal communication only. But 10.7 from the 20-year-old Italian is a real decent shot at this stage, because now that we're into the eliminations, there is no room for error. You make a real duff shot and that's it, you could be gone. Shamsudinov continues to lead, the gap at the top, 0.8. The gap between 3rd and 2nd is 0.1. Breathtakingly close. Who can deal with the occasion? Who can stay focused? Who can control their body and mind? That is the test. And a few shots in the high nines. Another one from Kopovoda, 9.8. So we have our next elimination, and 7th place, Bogdan Panfilov, now leaves this final on a total of 134.3. He competed at the Junior World Cup last year, and I'm sure we'll see him back in many more finals. He's just been given the signal now just to take his seat. So for Bogdan, he's made the final and now leaves in 7th place. So the top 6 remain. Victor Kopovoda of Poland in 6th place alongside Rakicki, his fellow teammate who's just standing off to your left on firing point A. There's a gap of 0.5 at the top. Duwash. That's an incredible 10.6. At this stage of a final, that's really impressive stuff. Again, Shamsudinov at 10.4. And also with a 10.6. Real high scoring at this pressure stage of this 10-meter final. So the next elimination, it's coming thick and fast, and now we will find out who will be next to leave us. This is shot 16. How on earth can Victor Kopovoda still only be 17 years old? Just seems to have been around for so long. But this is what it's about at junior competitions, is getting that experience, moving that on then through to your senior career and using everything that you've experienced to your advantage. So Victor Kopovoda, arguably more of a 25-metre specialist, is next to leave in 6th place on a total of 156.7. He's still only 17 years old, a European champion at 25 metres in his time. And that's an impressive effort to come into this final against other 10-metre specialists. So the top 5 remain. So who can handle the pressure? That's the key here. Well, Rutiliani, 10.8. And just showing how experienced he is. That's an incredible shot at this stage. And Rutiliani firmly in 3rd place for the moment. Some interesting gaps as well between 5th and 4th, a 1.6 difference. Meanwhile, 0.6 is the difference between 4th and 3rd, and also between 3rd and 2nd. So Ivan Rakicki, one of 2 Polish athletes who came into this final. Just a grimace around the mouth. I do enjoy watching Ivan shoot. The stillness is incredible. The others have gone. Last to go, and it's a 9.2. Just dropped down from the centre of the target. And I think in the end was under pressure, really. Didn't quite perhaps go early enough. And Ivan Rakitsky is next to leave, 19 years old. And leaves the final on a total of 117.4. And that means now both Polish athletes have left the final in 5th and 6th place, respectively. So Moldova and Italy will make it through to the podium. We have 2 individual neutral athletes who also remain, who are trying to battle it out for a place on the podium. This is where now over the next 2 shots we'll discover the European top 3. Well, you can feel the nerves here. You can feel the tension. Clemente also has shot so well in this final. And 10.5, and that just shows why he's leading. Boosts his gap at the top to 1.5 of a difference between himself and Shamsudinov. So the next shot, crucial. It will decide the top 3. And then we'll move on to decide what order they're going to finish in. So Mikita Dubos in 4th place. Needs a real decent shot here and needs to hope that the others in this final doesn't quite go their way, if he's to stand a chance of staying in. Well, another high shot from Uso of Moldova to show why he's leading and dominating this final. But the next to leave, Mikita Dubos, 20 years old, featured in the Junior World Cup in Seoul and competed there last summer. Has made it through to this final, but just agonisingly misses out on a medal. Total of 197.5. It's 4th place for Mikita. And now we move on to the medal stages. So the bronze medal will be decided over the next 2 shots unless we go to a shoot-off. And we haven't had a shoot-off as of today. And encouraging words from the coach, and I think body language to say, well, you did all you could. And that's the main thing. As long as you come back and feel that you've done your best, that's all that can be asked. Well, what a shot from Shamsudinov. A 10.3. Boost his total to 209.4. A difference of 0.2 between the silver and bronze medal positions. So the next shot could decide bronze. And there is a chance we could go to a shoot-off. There's only a 0.2 gap. But in terms of the gold at the moment, and Clemente Uso of Moldova, at 18 years old, this is his gold to lose. He is 2.6 in front in 1st place. See Francesco Utiliani, big intake of breath, breath control. Meanwhile, Shamsudinov just casually hand in pocket next door to him. 10.7 from Shamsudinov. What a shot! He knows it as well. A quick glance over to the monitor. So the first medal decided in this 10-metre final, and 20-year-old Francesco Rutigliani of Italy adds a bronze medal here at the European Championships to his gold medal from Osijek last year in the 10-metre mixed team junior. He was also a bronze medalist in the mixed team junior at the Junior World Cup in Seoul. So just carries on now from last year with the success of those medals. And Francesco is a bronze medalist on the European stage. And big congratulations there from his coach, Francesco Bruno. Well, we've ended up with the best two. They really have shot so well, both of these athletes. And there's now only a 0.2 gap between them as we move into what could be the final two shots. So nice to see the president of the Bulgarian Olympic Committee and the Bulgarian Shooting Federation here. Well, just a little bit of a wobble there from Usu, but it doesn't matter. Both of them have hit exactly the same shot. That's incredible. 10.8 coming in on shot 23. Just shows you the standard and the strength of European shooting. Wow. That really is something. A 10.8 from both athletes, just 0.1 away from the perfect shot of a 10.9. This is now anybody's gold medal. They both deserve it, really. Usov shot so well, as is Shamsudinov. Well, I can't bear to watch. A 9.5 and a 9.8 on the other side, which means the gap is there and it's enough. And Clemente Usu of Moldova, at 18 years old, is a European champion. He takes the gold medal in real style as well. The final total of 240.9 to leave a gap of 0.5 between the gold and silver medal positions. And it means that Islam Shamsudinov, at 19 years old, is a silver medalist here in Bulgaria. Well, that final had so much tension. I think all three have done ever so well to get through and claim their place on the podium. So Francesco Rutigliani, a bronze medalist for Italy. Italy brought a very impressive squad, not only here this week, but also to the under-16s and under-18s last week. And Islam Shamsudinov is a bronze medalist, silver medalist. And he pushed Ursu really, really close, and it looked at one point like Shamsudinov might actually get the gold. And Clemente Usu of Moldova is the European champion. So that'll certainly be something for him just to soak up later when he hears his own national anthem through the medal ceremony. So there it is, confirmed right the way down to the gold medal and to 8th place. Francesco Rutigliani of Italy, the bronze medalist with a total of 219.9. Islam Shamsudinov, 240.4, takes silver. And Clemente Usu of Moldova, with a final total of 240.9, is the gold medalist and the European champion across the 10-metre air pistol men juniors final. Well, it had quite a bit, that final. High scores, some real pressure moments. Let's have a look back at the highlights. Well, a very impressive performance indeed from 18-year-old Clemente Uso of Moldova. A real achievement to come here to Bulgaria and not only take the title of European champion, but also the gold medal as well. And that's how it finished up across today in our 3 events. We've got another busy day for you tomorrow for day 2. We'd be delighted to have your company, so do come back and join us across Facebook and on YouTube. And also follow us on social media as well. Here's our schedule for tomorrow then. 1 o'clock is the first final local time for the air rifle junior men's final. Then the women's final at 2:45. And then back to the pistol for the mixed team junior at 4:30 tomorrow. There's some of our social media handles for Instagram and for Facebook. Do join us, and if you're on YouTube, do like and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get notifications of all the broadcasts here at the European Championships over the next forthcoming 3 days. From myself, Rory McAllister, from all of our crew here that have brought you this transmission and presentation, thank you very much for coming along, and enjoy the rest of your day wherever you're watching from around the world, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.